Okay, guys, so spoiler free here, but I wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts on the first episode of the six-part Chapter 1 series by Netflix of Transformers War for Cybertron, this one being Siege. And overall, the first episode, I will say, really sets up things for the first chapter, which, like I said, is consisted of 6 22 to 24-minute episodes. It really kind of lets you know how things are going on Cybertron between the Autobots and the Decepticons. It kind of puts the Autobots basically in a situation that if you follow Transformers like as long as I have, or people like Optimus, Rodimus Primal, Zera Nizrak, many others have followed it. Basically, you kind of look at the fact that the Autobots are always the ones fighting from underneath. That's been the bulk of the majority of a lot of incarnations, especially recently. I mean, heck, you go back and look at the 86 movie, and it's pretty much established in the future timeline of 2005 at that time that that's exactly what's going on. But Siege here really just sets up what's going on. Like both sides, both Decepticons and Autobots are reeling from the devastation brought upon Cybertron from the war. But it looks like the Decepticons are benefiting from it more than the Autobots. Basically, the Autobots are in that role of the underdog, of basically trying to survive. And a lot of key characters are going to be playing prominent roles in how each side survives this war here in this first chapter. I'll put it this way: what I do like is how they set up Bumblebee. I've always liked Bumblebee. I don't think I'm not the only one, but I've always liked Bumblebee, and I like the role he's playing here because little bit of spoilers, not much, but he's portrayed as an outsider, a survivalist, basically someone that's from the streets, looking and trying to survive on his own, and he doesn't want no trouble. Like, he's basically a scavenger for hire. That's his role, and like I said, he doesn't want any conflict from any side. He doesn't want to join any side. He doesn't want to be part of anything. He just wants to be paid for his job so he can go on surviving and watching his own back and taking care of himself. So that's one of the main changes that they made to Bumblebee, basically making what's going on here in Siege a bit of an origin for him. And you could definitely tell as the series will go on, the first chapter will progress, he's going to play a major part. You can also see characters like Ultra Magnus, Alita 1, they're going to play vital parts in this. You got Jetfire, Starscream. Obviously, you got something going on between them where Starscream, he feels he should be leading the Seekers, and Jetfire, because of how big he is, giant size, if you will, is the leader of the Seekers. But you could tell he has a sense of honor. Like, okay, I know what to do. I'll do what I have to do under Megatron's orders. But you could also tell, like, he's conflicted. Like, he knows sometimes what Megatron will ask of him to do is wrong, but he'll still do it. So I like that they're setting something up for Jetfire to switch over to the Autobots in the near future. And then, like I said, you got Ultra Magnus, who's being set up in sort of a similar situation to where he just wants peace. He just wants an end to this war. And it's really interesting when you look at the final shot of episode 1, exactly, what's probably going to happen in the next episode or in the next part of this chapter. So overall, it does look really good. I like it. The only thing I think some people might take issue with is not the dark and grimness of the series, because that's been expected since the trailers dropped for it, a couple weeks ago and a few months ago. So that was expected. I think the one conflict they might have is the rating. The rating being TVY7. Now, it does say that there is violence in it. It does say that there is fear in it. It is fantasy. But I think it would have benefited more from a TV PG rating than a Y7 rating, because there is a scene in there where Wheeljack basically says the word ass. He says the word ass, And you would expect that to be more in line of a TV PG show than a Y7 show. So I think that might be one of the only main issues people have, maybe not. Um, but overall the episode really, to me, the first episode set up exactly what the first chapter is going to be about. Basically, what characters are going to be focused on, what roles they're going to play. It definitely establishes that every character, every Autobot, including Megatron, knows how Prime thinks that he's too predictable, because there is one scene where he's called out about this. So, you got moments like that, and so you got things like that to where, you're going to have, like I say, certain characters playing key roles, and basically playing key roles because they know certain characters more than they know each other because they're too predictable. So overall, first episode really set things up, in my opinion, for what's to come in the next 5 episodes, and in the second chapter, which is dubbed Beast Kingdom. So can't wait to see what they have in. So I can't wait to see what they have in store for the rest of the episodes. Primal, Rodimus Primal is right about one thing. It is the kind of series that you could sit and binge watch. But to me, I'm the kind of person that will watch the episodes, but one at a time, because of course I'm working and everything, and sometimes I might be out doing stuff, and I need to take, I won't have the time to just sit down for, I don't know how many hours is it? What, like 3 hours, 3 hours worth of it? I mean, I could sit down and watch a 3 hour pay-per-view of wrestling and all that, so I could probably do this, but it's the kind of series that, as someone that grew up in the 80s with Transformers and all that you want to watch one episode at a time to really take in what's going on and appreciate what's happening, and not just binge watch it in one sitting. But overall, I think, like I said, the first episode set things up nicely for what's to come, showcasing what characters are going to play major roles, if not key roles. You can already tell you got Sideswipe and Moonracer, not Moonracer, Chromia. You can already tell that they're going to play somewhat of a key role later on. So it's really setting up a lot. Like I said, it really sets the table of what's to come. Like, the roles Alita 1 will play, Bumblebee, obviously Optimus, Ultra Magnus, Jetfire, Starscream, Megatron. It sets up exactly, the roles they're going to play, and how, the conflict that they're all feeling. Like, certain characters like Jetfire and Bumblebee and Ultra Magnus are feeling about this whole situation. So, again, it really sets things up for what's to come, and I cannot wait to go on and watch the next 5 episodes, to see how they build upon that and finish off the first chapter, known as Siege, to go into the next 6 episode chapter or 8 episode chapter, whatever it is, called Beast Kingdom. So that's all I'm going to say, though, guys, on my thoughts, spoiler-free, mostly spoiler-free, on the first episode of War for Cybertron Siege. Let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like, and I am out.